City Hall of Orting. Yeah, what's up guys? Jericho here. Welcome to Moto IoT. I am going to talk about this new, well, it's not new, it's not brand new, it's my newly purchased Ducati Monster 821. It's a 2018 model, and I purchased it off of Facebook Marketplace. I saw this listed back, I think about back in January or February, for $10,000. The owner, the previous owner, is a fellow Navy veteran. I think he recently separated from the military and moved back to New York. He left this motorcycle behind to his roommate. Unfortunately, his roommate doesn't ride a motorcycle, so he decided to list it on Facebook. I saw it. I didn't want to purchase it back then yet, because first I wasn't really ready yet. So what I did is I just saved it and kind of watched it. And I actually ended up buying a used boat instead for my wife. Right, so a few months later, I received a notification that the owner reduced the price to $8,000. Nothing's wrong with it. He said it's never been dropped. It only had about 59,000 miles, 55,900 miles, 5,900 miles in it. So it's barely used. He barely used it. So what I did is, when I saw it for $8,000, I sent him a message. I told him like, hey, would you be willing to part with it for $7,000, right? And even with the 8, it was already a pretty good deal, because if looking up the value of this, the normal going price for this is about 11, I think. Yes, I'd ask him, hey, would you be willing to go down to 7? And he said, you know what, give me 7.5 and we have a deal. So I said, yeah, of course, why not, right? So my dad and I, and pretty much the whole fam, went to his house in Port Orchard and checked out the bike. I already had the money with me back then, just to make sure that, I can test the damn thing, right? So he said, when I arrived there, they said that the only problem with it is the back brake. It needed to be bled. So I didn't ride it first. So what I did is I asked the guy to turn the engine on and all that jazz. And the sound was freaking ooh la la, right? And of course it's a Ducati. So I said, okay. Then I looked around, I checked it out, make sure there's no there's no signs of it being damaged from a drop or some sort. But it's not. It actually looked new, because it only had 5,900 miles in it. So I said, okay, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and purchase it. So I decided to ride it all the way from Port Orchard back to Puyallup, which is about an hour ride, and realized that the back brake wasn't working. So it's not just it needed to be bled, it wasn't working at all. So I had to use the front brake all the way, and which was pretty scary. But eventually we were able to get home, and the ride was smooth. I mean, it's very comfortable. If you're gonna compare this to my Panigale, it's very comfortable, and it handles pretty well. Until now, it handles pretty well. It's very nimble. The power, I would say, if you're used to riding a Ducati Panigale like me, and it pretty much had the same engine size, right around 800 something cc's. It could use more power, in my thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an 8-to-1, right? And you can go crazy with this, right? Pretty fast, right? However, I think it just needs more power. And then the sound, the sound is beautiful, right? It's a Tesla 2 engine, However, though, trying to comply with all the very restrictive emission standards today, they're following California emission standards, and it sounds watered down. You know what I'm saying? It could use a little more decibels in the sound, right? So what I'm planning to do is basically purchase, like an Acropovich or some other exhaust and replace it, right? But I'm leaning towards an Acropovich right now, just to improve the sound a little more, right? But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for like a very stylistic, I'm getting a lot of like turning heads with this. It looks really nice, especially even with this yellow color. It's not very common for this to run around, and especially here in Puyallup. And even looking at like for the 2018 models, they had the red, the black, and this. And I thought the black was the most expensive one because it was like the stealth model. It turned out that the yellow is the most expensive one out of the three. So that's an added bonus for me, and I really like it. I really like it. It catches a lot of attention. So yeah, it handles pretty well. The only thing that I'm a little more hesitant right now is the back brake, right? My dad and I tried to bleed it, hoping that it'll fix it, but it didn't. So, woo, that was something. You didn't see that one. Wow, I almost freaking lost control on that one. That was a sharp turn. So, woo. But yeah, I like it so far. I think I'm gonna keep this for a while. But yeah, regarding the back brake, my dad and I tried to bleed it, but unfortunately it didn't work. So, however, if I actually pump the brakes about 3 times, it will engage. So I called the dealership, the Ducati dealership near my area, and asked them, to look at the back brake. And then they came back and said, yeah, you know what? There's actually a recall for it, for the back brake and the even with the gear shifter, right? So they said they ordered the parts, and then they're gonna call me to bring it in once it arrives. So I'm waiting for that. So that's gonna be a free service. The recall stuff are free. So yeah, hopefully I'll enjoy it way more once the back brake gets fixed. But yeah, right now compared to my Panigale, when I ride this even for like an hour or so straight, I don't feel any back pain or anything. Don't get me wrong, I still love my Panigale. I have it at home sitting right now. But yeah, for everyday ride, I'm probably gonna go more to use this instead of the Panigale. Look at that. But yeah, but I really enjoy this. If you're looking for to purchase a motorcycle, and you're not ready for a new one yet, like I was, I highly recommend checking out. You can go to Craigslist, or I usually go to Facebook Marketplace just because it's I always check my Facebook anyways. But yeah, you'll find a good deal. You just have to be very careful about it, right? You have to do your research on the bike, right? So that's all today, folks. I hope you like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Help the brother out.